everyone, and welcome back to my cozy corner. Today we are going to have some fun. We will step back in time exactly 114 years ago to recreate a fuchsia flower from the 1912 Modern Priscilla magazine. Now, the original pattern actually calls for number 30 DMC Cordonnet special cotton thread. I don't make lace very often, so I'm not very familiar with this, but I think it's still actually in use. Like, you can buy this type of thread. So if you want to go authentic and make completely authentic version, look up this. I think it's a very fine lace cotton thread, and then the size of your flowers will be as they were supposed to be. But I decided to make mine in its real vibrant colors, so not one color but multiple colors. And I will be using a hobby baby cotton yarn and 2.5mm crochet hook. So my flower will be a little bit bigger, which is exactly what I need. And also I think it would be much easier for you to see and to follow this pattern. As usual, you will also need needle, scissors, stitch marker, and a tiny amount of stuffing for the bulb. A quick note before we pick up our hooks and start crocheting. The Edwardian designer who made this pattern wants us to start with the rope, with the tie first, working the entire piece as one sort of continuous strand. However, we are going to flip things around and we'll start the flower first, and I promise to explain exactly why we're saving the rope for the end when we get there. So yeah, don't get confused why we'll skip a few first sentences of the pattern. That's because that's a pattern for the rope. So let's do it. And let's begin by making our initial chain. We begin with a slip knot, like this, or in any other way that you make your slip knot. And now we go into chain 3. 2, 3. Okay, and now in the first chain we have to make 4, so it says 4 double crochet, but it's a UK terminology, so it's actually 4 single crochets. And 4. I just wanted to pause and give you a quick warning. Making this bulb, this pink bulb, is probably going to be pretty annoying for a lot of people because it is so small, but it is very quick. So if you can just hang on and power through this first few rounds, the petals and everything else after this completely normal. So I hear you, don't give up on it yet. It's just going to be a little bit tough at the start because it is very small bulb. Next round we are going to make 4 single crochets, so just 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I will be using front loops only. That's what the pattern suggests for the tie anyways, and I think it's mainly because it's a bit easier when the piece is so tiny with only 4 stitches. I think it's simpler to grab just 1 loop instead of both. If you have something pointy like this, it may help you to push the center a little bit, so I think it's easier to see the stitches, but it's totally optional. But honestly, do your best. If you accidentally crochet through both loops, that's totally fine. I don't think it will be noticeable in the finished piece. So for this round, the main goal is just make 4 single crochet stitches. This is what you'll have, a tiny little bulb like this. Next round is a little bit easier. So again, I'm using front loops only, and I'm making increase in each stitch. So by the end of this round, we will have 8 stitches total, and it's going to be much easier. So 2 single crochets in the first stitch. 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay. 2 single crochets here, and then last stitch 2 here, and again I'm using front loops only. So that's what it looks like, a little bit better. Next round, no changes. We're just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we had 8, we will have 8 at the end of this round. Again, I will be using front loops only. Next round is the same thing. 1 stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, there you go. Something like this you should have. Next round is even better. We will increase it a little bit more. So here we have to make increase in the first stitch. So 1, and in the same stitch, second one. Then you're going to make 6 single crochets. So 1 in each of the next 6 stitches. Okay, now you have 1 stitch left. You will increase there as well. So we had 8 stitches in the last round. We made 2 increases here. So at the end of this round, you should have 10 stitches like this. So now you should add some stuffing. I actually have a tiny amount of wool yarn left from my last project, so I'm going to use that instead of stuffing. That's why it looks so weird. Okay, now we are going to start the decreases. So I will be making invisible decreases here, but you can decrease in any way you prefer, it doesn't matter. So in this round, we start with 1 decrease, like that. Then we have to make 6 single crochets, so 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, and now we have 2 stitches left, and we will decrease them. So we'll crochet them together. And so we started with 10 stitches and we decreased twice, so we will have 8 stitches like this. For the next round, we will do all decreases. So we'll crochet 2 stitches together 4 times, and we will have 4 stitches at the end of this round. So 1, oops, 2 together. So this is 2 again, 3, and 2 last stitches together, decrease, 4. Okay, so it's tiny circle of 4 again, but now we are done with the bulb. Now we're going to start making the pink petals, and to do that we have to make chains. So we'll chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll make 1 single crochet into the stitch of the bulb, so all the way down. Because remember, we have 4 stitches here and we have to repeat this 4 times. So 1, see, we made sort of like an extension like this with chains, and we have to make 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1 single crochet into a stitch of the actual bulb. So that's now 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the stitch, single crochet, and last one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet. So we're basically making like these little chains, and each one will become a pink petal. Let me show you. See? Like this. 4 chains, each has like a hole in the middle. And we will be crocheting in that hole, in that chain space. So see, we will make this 4 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's start here. So what you have to do is you have to find that hole, that chain space, and in that chain space you have to make 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just mark our first stitch. Maybe hard to see. Like this. Chain 1 and turn. So petals are done in rows, so we will be turning at the end of each row. Okay, now we have to make 2 stitches here, so we'll make an increase. 2. Okay, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then you have 1 stitch left. See, the one with the marker, that's your last stitch. We will make 2 there, so we'll increase. 1, 2. So now instead of 4 we will have 6 stitches, like this. Chain 1, turn. Okay, now we have to do that again. Increase again, so 2 stitches here. Then we're going to make 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. And then we will have 1 stitch left, and in that last stitch, see, it's a little bit hard to see, so don't miss it. We need to work 2 single crochets there, both in 1 stitch. So now we have 8 single crochets. It's a little bit like getting bigger. Chain 1 and turn. And now no changes. We just have to make 8 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. Now we're going to chain 1, turn, and we will start decreases. And decreases here are done just by skipping first stitch. So we have 8 stitches in this row. So we're going to skip this one, and in the next one, 1 single crochet. Let's mark it. And then 1 single crochet in each stitch. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now instead of 8 we have 7 because we skipped first stitch. Chain 1, turn, same thing. we're going to skip our first stitch. So skip this one and crochet right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that, chain 1, turn, same thing, skip 1, and we will have 5 single crochet here. And basically the pattern says that you have to keep going this way and continue decreasing thus until but 1 single crochet remains. Okay, that's what you'll have, but we have to get back to this second loop to make second petal. So to do that, we have to crochet along this side, and it's just going to be regular single crochet stitches. You can work as many as you like, whatever looks nice. I ended up with 10, so I placed like 9 and then the 10th one in that same sort of chain space that I started with, and I like the look. But I think it doesn't matter, like as long as you're consistent, it will look good. So see right here, I put my last one in that same chain space like that, and petal number 1 is done. We have to repeat it 3 more times to make 4 petals. So second loop, we're doing the same thing, 4 single crochets in this chain space. Let's place marker 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4, chain 1, turn, increase, one here, one here, and in that last stitch 2, so that you increase. So now instead of 4 we have 6, chain 1, turn, and let's do the same thing. So increase in first stitch, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 stitch left, increase. Oops. 1 and 2. So now we have 8 stitches like that. Chain 1, turn, 8 single crochet, no changes. Okay, chain 1, turn, and start decreases. So skip first stitch in each row. Skip this one. Chain 1, 5, and so on. Okay, now one stitch. Second petal is done. We just have to get back right here to the bottom. So we're going to crochet all the way down. So I made 10 single crochet here, so I will be making 10 single crochet here as well, just to be consistent. So there you go. 2 petals are done, 2 more to go. Right here and then right here. So just make 2 more petals the same way and I'll see you there. Great, so all 4 petals are done and here's what it looks like. Really, really pretty. Now this flower is made in one piece, and because we're making it in 2 colors, we need now to change our yarn. And to change color, start the last single crochet as usual. And once you have 2 loops on your hook, you will finish it by pulling the purple yarn through. So just put it like this and pull like this. So you'll probably need to hold the yarn ends a little tighter for the next few stitches, just so those first loops stay in place. Now we're going to make 4 chain loops again for the purple petals, but this time they will be a bit bigger. We will chain 5. And now we're supposed to attach it to the pink petal. But because we are working in color, you can just poke through, like you can do this, because the purple will show on the front. So what I do instead is I take a needle and I wiggle the stitch a little to open it up. And then insert the hook like this. And see, that way you actually can't see anything from the front. And you attach it this way with a slip stitch. There you go. So 1 loop like this, and we have to make 4. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next pink petal. Find the middle and attach with a slip stitch like this. Let's just cut this pink yarn so it's out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next petal. One slip stitch. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1 slip stitch. Like that. So what you have now is on the inside. Let me show you. You will have 4 loops like these. So this is your outside, top, and then this is on the inside. Just the loops like these. And that's where we're going to make our petals, right under these loops, like that. So now we're going to make 1 slip stitch under the first loop just to connect everything like this, so it's all connected. And we will begin our first purple petal. So around this chain we're going to make 8 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's gonna be pretty tight, like this. 8 single crochet. So now we go into crochet in rows again, just like we did before. So chain 1, turn. So we'll increase in the beginning and then at the end. So 2 stitches here, then 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. And then you have 1 stitch left, the one with the marker, and we will work 2 single crochet there to make increase. So instead of 8 we will have 10 stitches here. Okay, like this. Chain 1, turn, and same thing, increase in first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch until you have 1 stitch left. So right here, 2 single crochet, both in same stitch to make 1 increase. So instead of 10 we will have 12. Chain 1, turn, and now just 1 single crochet in each stitch, so no increases. We're just going to make 12 single crochet. So in fact we're going to make 8 rows with 12 single crochet in each. That's what it looks like. So we're done, and now again we have to get back to our loop right here, just like we did before. So again we have to crochet single crochet along this side. I'm going to be making 10 again, so 9 on the side and then a 10th in the space. See, it will curl like this. That's your first petal. It should look like this. See? So now we're going to chain 3 and we're going to make 1 slip stitch like this. The petal should be facing you when you're making this slip stitch. See, like this. This is very important. Now chain 1, turn, and in this chain 3 space that you just made, right under that chain space, 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. like this. And let's actually put marker, because especially in the beginning it may be a bit confusing. Now find your loop right here, make 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and see what you have. So 5 here plus 3 that you already made, that's 8. And that's exactly what you need, because remember you started your first petal with 8 single crochet. So now you already have 8. So it's like your first row is done. You're going to chain 1, turn, and basically do the same thing you did with petal number 1. So we will increase here, 1 increase, then we will make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, and then this last stitch we will make increase again. So instead of 8 we will have 10 stitches, like this. Chain 1, turn, and again increase in the first stitch and then increase in the last stitch, so that we can make 12 stitches. Let's mark this one just in case. Sometimes it's hard to see that first stitch. And 2 right here. So now we have 12. Chain 1, turn, and make 8 rows of 12 single crochet each, just like last time. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to make single crochet down the side so that we can start petal number 3. There you go. And see what happened? Now they overlap. And this is very important to check with purple ones, because if you're doing everything right, each petal should overlap the next one. So chain 3, make the second petal face you like this, and right in the center you have to make 1 slip stitch like this, like this. Chain 1, turn, in the chain space that you just made, 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3. Now find the actual big loop right here, the next one right here, and we will make 5 single crochet in that chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. So again, you made 8 stitches, so your first row is done. That's going to be your third petal. Chain 1, turn, and same thing. Now you're going to make 10 stitches. In the next row you will make 12 stitches, and then you will make 8 more rows of 12 single crochet each. One, two, three. 3 petals are done, and they all overlap. So everything looks good. We're going to chain 3 again, and we're going to join it right here, center front. Now the pattern gives slightly different instructions for the 4th leaf, and I did try it, but I wasn't really happy with it. Maybe I didn't understand it correctly, so I made a very small tweak, and it basically ended up being the same thing. So I'll show you what I do. I chain 1 again. I make 3 single crochets in this chain. Then I find this last loop. I'll make 5 single crochet there, so just like we did other petals. There's just going to be one little tiny difference. Okay, so you have 8 stitches as usual, but the only extra step that you have to do is you have to actually attach this petal to your first one, and you will attach it on the inside right here. So just make 1 slip stitch on the inside of the first petal. There you go. See, like this. And then you just finish this petal in exactly the same way. So you'll chain 1, turn, you will make 10 stitches, then 12 stitches, and then 8 rows with 12 stitches each. There you go. So let's take a look. We are done. So let me just organize this a little bit better. So now we're just going to make these pistils and we will be done. Okay, to make these pistils, you need to chain 3. And then in first chain, right here, make 4 single crochet. 1, in the same chain 2, in the same chain 3, and 4. Then it says drawing through to form a small knot. I'm not 100% sure I did it exactly right, but what I did was pull up this loop like this, and then reinsert the hook into the center, and then I grabbed the loop like this, and then just pulled it through the center. And what that does, it's kind of bends this circle a little bit, and I think it gives it more of a 3D shape. See? Like this. And then the pattern says chain 20, which I did, and honestly I think it's perfect length here. This is what it looks like. I think maybe some beads here would look really pretty too. I was considering, but I decided to keep it a bit more original. You will need to make a few of these and stitch them together at the center, right here. The pattern suggests making, I think, 5 or 6. I made 7, and I don't know. I really like how nice and full it looks. It's really fun. Now, as promised, let's talk about this green rope. or a tie. The original 1912 pattern gives us a specific way to do this, but I think you actually have a few different options depending on how much patience you have. So option 1 is to follow the pattern exactly, but in my opinion this method is definitely not for everyone, because remember how like Fiddly was having just those 4 stitches at the very beginning when we were making the pink bulb. Well, for the original rope you have to crochet this tie working just 4 single crochets in each round over and over and over. So it's incredibly tiny and I just think it's not for everyone. Option 2, you can simply chain 3 long chains and then braid them together. This is actually very authentic to the Edwardian era, so in fact it's exactly how this magazine suggests making the rope for a purse, but the only downside is that you won't get that second little green bulb, which I think looks really nice. So I went with option 3, which is what I did here, and I recreated the look of the original, but instead of struggling with 4 single crochets in each round, I tried but I didn't like it, I made 5. So it's very small change, you just add in 1 extra stitch, but and it is still small, but it is so much easier to manage. So to do this, you just chain 3 and then make 5 single crochets instead of 4 in the first chain, or you can use magic ring as well. So then you just work 5 single crochets in each round until your stem is about 2 inches long, and then you increase to 10 stitches and work 2 rounds of 10 stitches each. Then you add a tiny bit of stuffing and then you decrease back down to 5 stitches. So I will have a pattern on the screen so you can see exactly what I did here. And then you basically just work 2 to 3 more rounds of 5 single crochets and you're done. You cut yarn and from there you just stitch this green thing right to your pink bulb. If you're making these as like curtain tie backs or something like for me that needs a really long tie, what you can do is you can make this and then you can easily attach that braided chain rope and make it actually really long right to the top of the stem. So yeah, anyways, there are 3 options. Pick the one that you think works best for you. And that's it. Our 1912 fuchsia flower is complete. I truly hope this vintage crochet adventure was fun for you and that you enjoyed stepping back in time with me today. Please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I absolutely love reading your thoughts, so please leave me a comment down below and let me know which rope option you're going to try and what do you think about this fuchsia flower. As always, stay cozy and I will see you very soon. Bye!